There is a reason your path has felt blocked. There is a reason the flow has slowed, the signs have gone quiet, and the doors, once wide open, now creak with hesitation. It is not punishment. It is not failure. It is not because you're cursed or late or forgotten. It is because something sacred is trying to be born in you. And before new life arrives, the soil must be cleared. The clutter must be swept. The noise must be silenced, not out of cruelty, but preparation. And, Craiggins, the divine is trying to be born in you. From the incoming alliance, you don't remove a blockage by force. You don't blast it away with effort. You remove it by alignment, by changing the internal signal so that the outer path responds. Because every obstacle is a mirror. Every delay is a message. Every resistance is a misaligned belief showing up in physical form. And once you understand this, truly understand it, you stop fighting what's in your way. You start listening. You start speaking. You start commanding. And because you are not a beggar on the side of the road, you are the traveler. You are the speaker of the word. You are the one with authority. And here is the sentence that changes everything. There is no obstruction in divine mind, therefore there can be no obstruction in me. Let it land. Let it echo. Say it again. There is no obstruction in divine mind, therefore there can be no obstruction in me. And you do not need to solve the blockage. You need to speak above it. You don't climb the wall. You dissolve it with divine understanding. This is the difference between spiritual force and spiritual flow. One tries to push. The other commands with peace. One tries to fix. The other sees clearly that nothing is broken in the divine pattern. The divine does not operate with resistance. There are no traffic jams in heaven, no locked doors in spirit, no not enough in infinite supply. So if God's mind is clear, and you are made of that mind, then your path must clear too. Not someday, not when you try harder, not when you earn it. Now, in this moment, when belief becomes knowing. And say it again, but this time with every fiber of your being. There is no obstruction in divine mind, therefore there can be no obstruction in me. My way is made clear, my path is open, my flow is restored. And every time you feel fear, say it. Every time the money tightens, say it. Every time a door closes, say it again, not as a plea, but as a law, because your words are not casual. Your words are keys. Your words are gates. Your words are spirit-made sound, and spirit always obeys itself. Let this be the beginning of your new rhythm. Not trying harder, but trusting deeper. Not working more, but speaking more clearly. Not begging for the door to open, but remembering you are the one who speaks it open. When you speak divine truth, you don't need proof. You create it. You don't need permission. You declare it. You don't need to wait for things to shift, because you are the shift. You were never meant to chase open doors. You were meant to carry the key. You were never meant to climb uphill in fear. You were meant to walk forward in faith. So what is blocking you? Is it doubt, delay, disappointment? Is it memories of trying and not receiving? Is it a story you were told? That things must be hard before they are holy. Let it rise. Let it speak. Let it be seen, so it can be rewritten. Because what you speak Over and over, you begin to believe. And what you believe, you begin to live. So if you keep saying, "It's not working," "I don't know what's wrong," "Something's always in my way," then that belief becomes a blueprint, and your world builds it in return. But today, you choose a different sentence, a different seed, a different script. There is no obstruction in divine mind. Therefore, there can be no obstruction in me. Let that truth replace your fear. Let that law become your center. Let it sink deeper than your doubt. Imagine this truth woven into your nervous system. Imagine this sentence etched into your thoughts. Imagine waking up and whispering, "My path is clear. My flow is divine. There is no obstruction in me." Now close your eyes for a moment. Picture your greatest blockage, the bill that won't go away, the call you're afraid to make, the thing that keeps being delayed, the money that should have come by now. See it. Now speak into it, not about it, but above it. There is no obstruction in divine mind. Therefore, there can be no obstruction in me. Say it softly. Say it slowly. Say it like a law being written in gold. And now, watch the energy change. Watch the fear loosen. Watch the tightness relax. Watch the panic fall away. Because the mind has remembered. The soul has remembered. You have remembered. You are not at the mercy of your obstacles. You are not a victim of the visible. You are the voice that clears the way. Say it again, beloved. There is no obstruction in divine mind. Therefore, there can be no obstruction in me. This is not just a sentence. It is a lever. It is a map. It is a spiritual sword. And it cuts through every lie that says you're stuck, behind, or unworthy. You are already aligned with divine direction. The supply already knows your name. The way is already prepared. Your part is to speak it, to know it, to walk in it. One step, one word, one breath at a time. You are not sent here to struggle against the current. You were sent to remember that the current flows through you. And the moment you align with divine order, not human panic, not worldly pressure, but divine order, the flow begins again. That's the power of this one sentence. There is no obstruction in divine mind. Therefore, there can be no obstruction in me. It is not a chant. It is a reset. It is the moment you stop fighting your situation and start framing it. You're no longer saying, "Why is this happening to me?" You're saying, "What is trying to be cleared through me?" Because most blockages aren't in the road. They're in the mind. They're old beliefs disguised as delays. Old fears dressed up as detours. But your soul knows better. Your soul remembers the truth. You are not stuck. You are sacred. You are not delayed. You are divine. So let's pause. Breathe with me. Let's walk through what's rising right now. The money that's missing. The message that hasn't come. The answer that still feels far. The fear that maybe you've been forgotten. Speak into that space now. There is no obstruction in divine mind. Therefore, there can be no obstruction in me. Let your breath match the rhythm. Let your spirit speak louder than your fear. Again, there is no obstruction in divine mind. Therefore, there can be no obstruction in me. You don't move a mountain by yelling at it. You move it by becoming the vibration that no longer needs it there. Because the mountain was never the problem. Your identification with the mountain was. And the moment you remember that you are spirit in motion, not matter in fear, the mountain begins to melt. That's what this sentence does. It dissolves. It disarms. It deprograms the pattern of panic and replaces it with peace. A peace so strong that even money listens, even time bends. Even people change course to bless you. Because the outer world is not before you. It is beneath you. It is your servant, not your ruler, and it responds to the voice of alignment, to the sound of remembrance, to the law spoken with love. So say it again, this time not just with words, but with your spine, with your breath, with your heartbeat. There is no obstruction in divine mind. Therefore, there can be no obstruction in me. Say it until every muscle relaxes. Say it until you feel the clearing. Say it until your knowing returns. You are not stuck. You are not small. You are not late. You are a clear, clean channel for divine circulation. You are a sacred portal for overflow, provision, and right place, right time. You are the one who remembers the way by speaking it open. There is no obstruction in divine mind. There is no obstruction in divine mind. There is no obstruction in divine mind. Say it 3 times. Say it 30. Say it until the old programming dissolves. Say it until your body begins to believe what your soul already knows. This sentence is not just a phrase. It is a vibration correction, a realignment with the truth beneath all appearances. It's what you say when the facts look frightening. It's what you whisper when the numbers don't add up. It's what you return to when your mind begins to spiral into doubt. Because everything that looks blocked is only an invitation to remember. Remember what? That divine order cannot be delayed. That divine flow cannot be obstructed. That your path is already clear. You're just now stepping into it. So from now on, before you open a bill, before you refresh your bank app, before you call that person back, before you respond to a no or a delay, pause, breathe, and say, there is no obstruction in divine mind. Therefore, there can be no obstruction in me. Let it become your pattern. Let it become your preparation. Let it become your power. You are not reacting anymore. You are remembering. You are resetting. You are reclaiming your rhythm. And that rhythm, that calm, confident, divine rhythm, opens what force never could. It softens hard hearts. It calls back what was lost. It dissolves walls. It plants favor. It magnetizes what you no longer chase. There is no obstruction in divine mind. There is only perfect timing, perfect provision, perfect peace. So now, when others feel panic, you feel clarity. When others hit walls, you find windows. When others spiral, you stay still, because you know there is no obstruction in divine mind. Therefore, there can be no obstruction in me. Let this be your spiritual technology. Say it over your wallet. Say it before your work. Say it in your car, in your mirror, before sleep, after waking. Make it the atmosphere you live in. And when things begin to shift, as they will, don't be surprised. Just smile and say thank you, because you didn't force the door open. You aligned with the law that was holding it in place the entire time. This is your path now. The path of effortless alignment. The path of flow, not force. Of knowing, not needing. Of declaration, not desperation. And you'll return to this sentence again and again and again. Not because you're blocked, but because you've learned. This sentence doesn't just remove blockages, it opens the way. Final line. There is no obstruction in divine mind. Therefore, there can be no obstruction in me. Say it one last time, and step forward in peace.